with the next Bleach. I'm about to do quite a few today because I missed yesterday, and I want to get ahead. And that's going to be the plan moving forward. There will be early access on Bleach and JoJo starting next week because I'm tired of missing days. It drives me crazy. It's something I really don't like. So this week and over the weekend, I'm going to be catching up like a mug. So I'm going to be hitting it hard. Dad was in fire control. So basically, like he'd be in one of these heavy cruisers. They'd have the 8-inch guns. And so they'd fire one round, and then they would think they know where it's going to land. But then they fire, and then there'd be a spotter somewhere, right? Like it'd be a plane or somebody in the trees somewhere spotting it. And he would track where it actually lands. And he would tell them the difference between where they wanted it to land and where it actually landed. And so, say X marks the spot. Let's say where that one round is just a test round, hits the spot where it's supposed to hit. The spotter would then say, fire for effect. And what that means is, release the hounds. Fire everything, right? Fire for effect, right? And so you're going to fire everything you have, because now you got the location narrowed down. You know exactly where you're firing. Fire everything right there. So, the point being, in my head, because I knew this from growing up, I've known this in my whole life. Point being, fire for effect, right? So, I'm going to be fire for effect with Bleach this week. So I might be, by this time next week, by next Wednesday, early access will be dropping Tuesday on Patreon, by the way. So let's say by next Tuesday. By next Tuesday, I should be 10 to 15 episodes further in than I am right now. So with that in mind, I started thinking about the deeper implications of Ikachi's father being a Soul Reaper. And I don't want this to get to be a thing where the Arrowverse, everybody has a goddamn power, everybody. Like, you start off as just Barry, like the Flash, specifically in the Arrowverse, right? It's Barry. Barry's the only one that has any powers. So the whole team of normal-ass humans support Barry because he's the only one that has powers. Man, we get about 4, 5, 6 seasons in, spoiler alert, and every damn body on the team has powers, including new people that join the team. It just gets diluted. It gets watered down. It's like, well hell, man, So I don't want all. This is starting to happen here. You got his pseudo girlfriend has powers. Big Boy has powers. The other nerd at school, he has powers. It's like already half your crew has powers, and your sisters have powers. They're not fully explored, but they have powers. And now his damn dad has powers. And the reveal was just really it didn't hit me the way it should have hit me. Because we just had this long break and I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know if this was something that we already knew. And at first I didn't even recognize it was his actual father. So there was like 3 stages of realization. First, who the hell is this? They call him father, but maybe that just means big bro, big sis. But come to find out, no, it really is his actual biological father. Crazy psycho we've been seeing the whole time, right? And the difference there was just staggering. I couldn't connect those two characters. So when I finally realized it's his father, then I didn't realize the full implications of his father being a Soul Reaper, right? So now I've had a couple days off. Like I recorded Monday's episode last week, so I've had almost a week off, right? I've had plenty of time to think about this. So, first of all, like I said, I don't want every damn body in the show having powers. Everybody remotely associated, his neighbor's dog has powers. Like, come on, man. Like, we can't all have powers. So, that is a little annoying. But, the thing about this is, the father having powers explains where his power comes from and the fact that his siblings have powers. It's all connected because it all comes from him, right? So, the fact that siblings also have powers just makes sense within the universe because, that's what it is, right? So it's genetic. There seems to be a definite genetic connection with powers. So, okay. The 3 siblings in the family have powers because his dad has. That actually makes sense. So the problem really is like everybody he knows in school that he's close to has powers. That's a little bit of a problem. But it's really interesting that he was playing the fool this whole time and you never got any idea of competence. He's a former captain. That's just really interesting to me. Like he's very powerful. He's I keep saying the word power in different ways, but he's very mighty. Like, Like he can take care of himself. He wrecked that dude really fast. So he's competent and he's confident and he is mighty in his powers, and so I like all of that. We'll see where this goes. I also don't like the idea that all these damn soul reapers coming from their society, coming here on Earth, running around, having sex with people, fathering children, starting families. I guess he had like abandoned this whole society. He's not like he's going back and forth, but still, stay the hell in your own place, man. We're humans down here. Let us do us. You come down here taking our women and shit. It's already hard enough to get a woman. Now we got people with powers coming in here getting women. Goddamn, man. Stay out of our shit, is what I'm saying. Damn, these dudes, man. These dudes. You know, so I don't know. I really like it. I like the reveal. I like the fact that he's such a psycho is actually baked into what he was just trying to get his son ready, because he knew sooner or later his son was going to happen with his son. Why doesn't he care about his daughters having powers? They clearly do. He doesn't have any of that energy with his daughters. Is it just misogyny? Is it just, number one son? I know the number one son's such a big deal over in Japan. Dad used to call me number one son, and he only spent a couple years in Japan, right? He would call me number one son. So it's a big deal. But in the Soul Society, they don't seem to have any gender bias whatsoever. It doesn't seem to be anything about, because I don't even think gender is really a thing up there. Like you have your body takes certain forms and you can look certain ages, but none of that shit matters. It's just this doesn't matter. Your spirit is what matters. They don't seem to care about gender at all, right? But then you come down to Earth and you're a misogynist. You only care about your son. You don't care about your daughters. Like you would think you would want to train your daughters up. Sentiment-wise, the youngest is just too young, I think, to really know where she comes from. But the middle child seems to be in denial about her powers. She doesn't seem to want to really use them, really go there. So maybe he identified that and he's just like, okay, well, she doesn't want to do it. I'm going to leave her alone. That could be it. It could just look like misogyny and not actually be misogyny, right? And we're talking about soft misogyny. Like he doesn't hate women or anything. He's just, he thinks women have certain roles. That's what I'm using it as. The whole mentality of women have certain roles. They can't do this, that, and the other, right? So that's what I mean. So I don't know. Like I said, I like the reveal, and it's going to be interesting over this next run of episodes to see if they delve into that relationship anymore. And I don't think Akachi knows, right? I can't remember who does know. Who did he reveal himself to? I don't remember. I think I'm going to go back and look at that real quick. I'll do that and then we'll start the episode. Okay, so I went back and looked at it. What I couldn't remember is if one of his friends, like his pseudo-girlfriend or the big dude, if any of them were there, those are people I trust to tell him. They weren't there. It was the trio and then Cone, and that's it, right? Cone might tell him, but I don't necessarily trust that son of a bitch. So, I would just want to know who was there, who might go run into Ikachi and tell him. So, who knows? Probably nobody. He probably won't find out for a while. But the other thing that happened during that conversation that I'd forgotten about was he talks about, when did you know? Cone asked him, when did you know? He's like, from the beginning. First time I saw you in the body, we went to go visit somebody's grave, right? Probably their mom. And he's like, think back. Whenever you were in the body, I never called you by my son's name. But here's the thing: nobody would notice that. How the hell would you notice that? Like, people can choose to call somebody something. There's various things: son, you, dumbass, your name. Like, you can just interchangeably move through those, and nobody would ever notice a pattern, right? But what I should have noticed, and what we all should have noticed, whenever Cone was in the body, the father never did the fighting shenanigans, did he? He never did that shit. It was only when his son was actually in the body that he would do that, because we would see that happen. But I can't think of a single time that Cone was in the body where his dad would come home and jump him and they do the pseudo fighting thing. So, that should have been a clue. That should be noticeable. And I don't think anybody picked up on it. I doubt anybody forecast this reveal. If they did, I mean, there probably were clues in there, other clues and stuff. That was one of them. The fact he never jumped him when Cone was in the body. Then again, though, especially when it comes to the manga, how often were we spending time with Cone inside the body? You know, so I don't know how much screen time that was given, how many pages of experiences they would show him going about his day or whatever. So if you don't have a large sample size, you can't really notice any patterns. All right. Anyway, let's go and jump into this. This is episode 112. We're going on one. 3, 2, 1. Have that protection. Hell, if I'd known they're just going to replay the scene, I could have done this. Yeah, hilarious. Mine's big as hell. That some bitch got wrecked. Look at you with your big ass sword and no control. Good shit. Well, that hurt. We've already covered this. Get your bitch ass out of here. I literally could have just started the episode. I would have had all the information I needed because we started right here, right? Nobody knows. Well, unless he wants to punish you three. He's just gonna leave? You don't want to grab a chai tea or something? Yeah, that son of a bitch there. Yeah. He's very good at playing the fool. Oh, yes, this son of a bitch. I guess they're both on the earthly plane, but they don't really talk that we've seen. Yeah, that confirms it, because they could have been having conversations out of off screen, right? Hey, Cone, back the hell up. Pretty good. I don't know, man. Seemed like there was a little beef there. Yeah. Incompetent. So she got jumped. Okay. Yeah. Is that a problem? Yeah, you better. Them. They. The blondie. Viscereds, huh? I guess they're the new enemy. I think you three need to go back to being stuffed animals. Oh, shit. Oh, right. We knew that about him, but I don't think I had a name for him. Sounds like a them problem. think this is why he stepped out of the shadows. Yeah. I don't know. Those three crack me up. I like them. That son bitch. He even seems more competent right now. Both these guys have played the fool very well. Well, he couldn't fight very well. Oh, great. Yeah, look at him. That's his plan, huh? Diabolical. That's pretty much my approach to everything. I'll think of something later. Not right now. Later. We didn't get too excited about that last one. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're not ready for this reveal, are we? They're very cowed, aren't they? We're going to follow whatever orders, whatever, right? I'm going to call bullshit on one thing. We'll get there at the end. Man, I love Wolfhead. Wolfhead's my favorite. What's funny is I just left this place from my point of view because I've only seen up to episode 64 and I jumped, right. And I know he came back here at some point to fight the vampires, but this is all fresh in my mind. Thank God. I remember who all these people are, and they're in relationships and all that shit, right? For instance, the old man there. Does he still have beef against those two people he's fighting, or did they squash the beef? Because they violated, and he was going to punish them. But then Captain Azon showed his Azon ass, right? So did that just change everything? You missed it. I like visors. I'll be on whatever side I want. All this and you still have to do schoolwork. That would suck. From across the room, why don't you just walk over to him? Really? Dick? Don't be walking with this sumbitch, man. Oh, shut up. Jesus, man, get the hell off me. How dare you touch her? That's my shit. Nobody cares about seniority. Get your damn hands off her. That's some terrible ass logic. And you have too many teeth. I ain't getting involved in this shit. Oh, right, her friend's gonna kick some ass. That's right. But I am not. God damn, she is terrifying. And she's not even a visor right. What a psycho. I think she does. Get your goddamn hands off her. Let me educate you. You need a bit of an education. One finger touches her anywhere in her vicinity ever again, that finger's going up your ass, and not in a fun way. Ichigo, I really need to figure that out. Ichigo. Jesus, you would think that'd be simple. Bitch. Good. She's gonna be. And you either. Get your damn hands off her. Like I just said. Oh, F you. He's keeping tabs, man. He's going to keep coming. I'm still recruiting. Well, I guess I'm going to have to send a message to your group. And that message involves you being itty bitty pieces. I mean, philosophically, maybe, but, ideologically, no. There's a big difference between those two things. Yeah, nobody knows his name, not even you. Well, now is where I live, so that works for me. I don't live in the past or the future, I live in now. Good shit. Oh, wait, you're saying it's a bad thing. This dude's so damn creepy, man. I like it. F you. Scrutinizing. Everybody be eavesdropping on this damn show, man. I liked it when the trio were hiding behind the bushes. Oh, you knew we were here. Dude, you have no friends. No actual friends. Everybody gaslighting this sumbitch. Because you suck, that's why. You're too dramatic, you cry too easily, and you scream too much. I think that about covers it. Then you shouldn't be back in school, dumbass. Why are you walking like a dork? Face plant that bitch. Oh, what the hell? Who the hell is this? I thought it was going to be the Inyo's friend. You're weird. Damn! God damn, she slapped you at the bottom of her shoes. I can't think of something more disrespectful. Yeah. What a bully. I like it. Nice try. Oh shit. Yeah, this is just my girlfriend. She's the top, I'm the bottom. You know, it's none of your business. Wow, what an asshole. Absolutely hilarious. What are your intentions? Well, you might as well read them in at this point. You're so incompetent. Yes. These two can fight. You don't want to mess with them, man. I'm talking about our guys. Oh, okay. Sado. You think I'll be able to remember Sado? That's pretty simple. A princess and a tiger, huh? I like those. Princess and tiger is definitely better. Hilarious. Anything he says, he gets punished. I'm into it. She bloodied his nose, man. I like it. Yeah. Maybe you stop commenting, dude. She's evil as hell. I'm into it. Damn, man. We're just asking a goddamn question. The hell's wrong with you? He's gonna get her the hell out of here. She's gonna kill you, man. Don't be chasing him. They'd kick your ass, I guess. Man, leave this one alone. Plus, it'd piss him off if you kill his friends. Just saying. What is she doing, man? Goddamn, is that a finger up the butt? I was just talking about that. She's a psycho. Wow, that's a very abusive, toxic relationship. You're a psycho. Plus he said he's the only one who's not alive. That means she's alive. She may not be human, but she's alive. The fact they're just flying. Well, might as well hash this out. It's probably for the best. Here we go. Well, you're not in the Quincy show. You're in the Soul Reaper show, so you will involve yourself. But whatever helps you sleep at night. I was trying to figure out what they meant by this. She pokes him in the butthole, and then he clearly pokes her somewhere. Seemingly the butthole, but like her line doesn't make sense. What are you going to do if I can't get married? Which means they seem to be implying he poked her in the other place, which could break her hymen. Which I guess nobody will marry her if she has a broken hymen or whatever. You know, like those kind of that kind of cultural situation happened over in Japan. But that's what they're implying. But look where it actually is, though. If you look at his finger, definitely seems to be just a butt. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care. But like, I'm just wondering, what are you implying here? Like, probably just a throwaway joke. But also, there's another implication there beyond the joke. We already talked about how she's actually alive. So are we saying she is a young kid who's never had sex, living being, but has all these powers, and is in a physical situation where she will grow older and then get married and shit? There's all those things that are implying here. She's just a normal girl, probably somewhere between 13 and 16, virgin, but has all these powers. How does that happen, right? Does she come from the soul? Like he said, she's living. So it's not even. I'm not. They never said that like Rukia or whatever her name was living. She was just in a body, right? I'm trying to figure out how all this works. She may just be a normal girl who's 13 to 16 or whatever, and somehow got powers, kind of like our guy did, Ichigo. Perhaps through genetics, she has a parent who's a soul reaper. So I don't know. I mean, that implies a lot more than just a joke. So that's why I was getting into some of that. So I don't know, man. They're throwing a lot of new characters at us and a lot of new relationships and a lot of new dynamics, and so this ought to be a really good arc, I think.